In today's video, we're going to show you how to connect the BTCPay server to Zaprite to receive Bitcoin on-chain and Lightning payments directly into your BTCPay Store wallet and node. If you don't have a BTCPay setup, you can head over to btcpayserver.org and you can learn more on how to get started with that process. If you already do have a BTCPay setup, then let's continue with this tutorial. On our main screen, we're going to navigate over to Connections. We're going to locate the BTCPay card and we're going to select Connect. We're now being asked for two different fields. One is in an internal optional label here and our BTCPay Store URL. We're going to start with the label. And now we're going to get our BTCPay Store URL. To do that, I have my BTCPay on a different tab open here. I'm going to select the URL, switch over to Zaprite, and I'm going to paste that here. Please note that when you select the next button, Zaprite is going to truncate the URL just to the higher level domain. We're going to select next. And now we have this approve API key screen. Now on this page, you're going to see read-only permissions that Zaprite requires and a button to automatically take you to the BTCPay Store in a new tab. If you need to open this link in a new window or a different browser, like for example, if you're connecting over Tor, you can copy the connection URL shown below the connect button here. I'm going to go ahead and take this option here and do that in a new tab. Before we move on, I did want to note the API that Zaprite creates requests read-only permissions and can only be used to generate receive invoices and addresses. Zaprite can never have access to your funds or spend from your wallet or node. Okay, now we're going to navigate back to the authorized application workflow here. So we're going to authorize the correct store. In our example, it's the Zaprite demo. We're going to select continue. And then this is part of the flow. These are the permissions that I just talked about here. So we're going to select the label. We're going to add Zaprite demo here for convenience. And then when we're ready, we're going to authorize this app. And here you have it. We now have our API key that's generated here. So we're going to copy this API key that's generated. And we're going to go back to Zaprite. We're going to add that API key here. We're going to agree to let Zaprite connect to BTCPay Store. And then just remember, Zaprite can never access your funds and you can disconnect at any time. Once we're ready, we're going to select OK. And just as easy as that, our BTCPay is now set up and connected with Zaprite to receive Lightning and Bitcoin on-chain payments. So the only thing left now is to configure this at checkout so that our payers can actually see this during checkout. So we're going to go to configure checkout. We have some older options here. So we want to keep our cash payments because remember, you can accept both fiat and Bitcoin payments via Zaprite. We're going to shut this one off and then we're going to navigate all the way down to our BTCPay. We're going to turn on Lightning and we're going to turn on Bitcoin. And now that those two are enabled, we can see the preview here. BTC payments are now available for invoices, payment links, point of sale virtual terminals, and API orders, alongside fiat rails like cash and credit card. Now let's go ahead and try this inside of a point of sale transactions just to verify that the BTCPay is set up correctly. I'm going to leave here. We're going to navigate over to our point of sales. We're going to do the Bitcoin takeover tickets here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab that link and open it up in a new tab. Just a reminder that these point of sales can be opened on a browser, on a tablet, or on a mobile device in order for you to be able to provide a payment on-ramp for a particular payer. So in this situation here, we're denominated in sats here. So we're going to go sats and we're going to pay 5,000 sats for a Bitcoin takeover ticket, which is crazily undervalued considering all the value you're going to get from the event. All right, we have our payment methods here. As we discussed before, we have fiat options with a premium attached to them. We have Lightning and Bitcoin, which are attached to our BTCPay server. We're going to select Lightning for this example. And now we're generating an invoice. We're going to go ahead and pay this invoice. All right, the invoice is paid. As always, your payer will be able to download a receipt here, and they'll be able to scan this to get that receipt, or they can download a PDF depending on how your setup is. So let's go over to our store, and we can see here at the store that transaction indeed settled. This brand new transaction that we got here. We can see the details of that transaction here. We can also head over to Zaprite, and in our transactions tab, be able to see that Lightning transaction come here alongside all your fiat options and all your previous payments. And that's it. Your BTCPay server is now set up through Zaprite to be able to receive on-chain and Bitcoin Lightning payments.